Anserly viewers, I am somehow sick again, which sucks, but it's perfect for book reading, so let's talk about chapters 11 through 20. So I need to start this by saying I am freaking obsessed with this book. I don't even remember where I found out about this book. I saw a review somewhere that was really good, but I had no idea what to expect. This is like the most kick-ass, awesome feminist book I've read in a really long time. I don't know how it's gonna end, obviously, because I'm only halfway through, but I am loving it. Okay, so this section started with that chapter about Momo B. Cha-Cha and the Republic of Cha-Cha. I don't know when this book is supposed to be set. We talked about that a little bit last time. I don't know if this is like our world's future or if it's like an alternate universe, something future. I don't know. I want more backstory on this country and what their resources are that people are paying them lots of money for and all that stuff. But I hope if we get that information, it doesn't include any more weird sex fantasies from Momo, because those made me really uncomfortable. I was having trouble with all of the girls having two names, like their real name and their state, and I'm still a little bit confused about some of the girls, but I think the further you get into the book, the more the girls start to come into their own, and you figure out who they are, and it becomes a little easier to tell them all apart. There were a lot of really like sweet and tender moments for a lot of the girls in this segment. I really loved finding out about Mary Lou's backstory, her inner wild girl, and like her story with her sister. I also really enjoyed the stuff between Jennifer and Sosie. I think that their relationship is really sweet, and I loved the stuff about Sosie. And I don't actually know a lot of stuff about disabilities and things like that, and so I really enjoyed her perspective on how you have to be, like, nobody likes an angry disabled person and how they have to be these sweet, lovely people so that people without disabilities don't have to feel guilty about being able-bodied. I kind of want to do more reading about that because it made me feel a little bit horrible that I didn't ever think about the fact that being an able-bodied person means that I haven't had to think about something like that, and that other people who do have disabilities have to work twice as hard for my comfort. Anyway, that made me feel really uncomfortable, but in a really good way, in like a challenging way, and so it definitely opened my eyes. I didn't ever think that a book with a girl in a bikini with a garland of lipstick that's supposed to look like bullet shells would make me think this much, but it is. Also, in the realm of having to think about things, I really enjoyed the conversation that the girls had about banishing the word sorry from their vocabulary while they're on the island. I really enjoyed that quote about how girls feel like they have to apologize for having an opinion or speaking out or even taking up space on this planet. And I definitely related to that because I think that even on the internet, leaving comments and stuff, people are always like, oh, sorry for the rant, or like, oh, I'm sorry, but this is what I think. And I don't know why we do it, but it's definitely something that I do. And I think in the midst of like fighting snakes and roundhouse kicking bad guys, I think that there's so many poignant things that this book brings up that we don't realize about our lives as women fitting into the society that we live in, and I really like thinking this much while reading a book. Also, GirlCon, the inadvertently super feminist conversation that these girls were having as they bonded in their huts. I love seeing these girls who were never told that they have worth and value beyond being pretty and doing what everyone wants, just realizing these things because of their time alone on this island. And there was that quote, I don't remember which girl said it, but there was a quote about how Lord of the Flies isn't a totally realistic picture of humanity because it's all boys, which it like really makes me angry knowing that I read that book in high school and that thought never even occurred to me because no one had told me to think that way. Even as a woman reading the book, it didn't occur to me, this isn't a microcosm of society because there's no women here. Anyway, I loved the follow-up to that about how women, girls, maybe need an island like this that they're just alone on so that nobody's watching them and they can actually really truly be who they are. It's a really nice thought, but also a really sad one that you have to actually go to like a deserted island in a plane crash where literally no one's around to truly be able to figure out who you really are. And the last thing I wrote down in my notes was the quote about the breast in show implant plastic surgery company, whatever, about how you're perfect just the way you are being something that your alcoholic counselor says it isn't true, again, was just so far into the world of extreme, but like not You know what I mean? It's like we know as intelligent book reading types that it's insane, but I think a lot of times even our media in present day now tries to tell you things like this, and so I'm very excited to see where this book's going. This section ended with the pirates, the bodacious pirate dudes, also landing on the island. I guess let me know in the comments where you think this new pirate plot line is going and what this is going to do. Whether or not you think Taylor is going to be okay in her like crazy drug-induced stupor. And then also, I'm really curious, I don't know how many of you out there are like diehard feminists like me, but there are just so many good quotes from this section, so let me know what your favorite quote from the book was in the comments below, or what segment about one of the girls made you think the hardest, and stuff that maybe something that you hadn't thought about before or something you hadn't thought about enough. I'm learning a lot, it's making me think a lot, it's making me question things in our society that I keep laughing at in the book as being parody, but then remembering, oh, not too far off from how things really are. So for next week, we're reading chapters 21 through 30, I believe. Let me just see how long that is. Yeah, okay, it's only that much. We're great. Chapters 21 through 30, we'll talk about it again next week, then we'll finish the book the week after. Thank you guys for following along with me. I hope you're enjoying this book as much as I am, and I will see you next time.